So in the previous lecture, we have discussed about some things related to the management. Okay, some principles of management, importance of management in the organization, and then today we will discuss about the management characteristics. Okay, there are certain characteristics which can be applicable to the management. What are those characteristics that we are going to discuss in today's lecture? So it should be a universal. The first characteristic of management is the universal. The principle and concept of management are applicable to every type of industry. Okay, so it should not be related to only one type of industry. It should be applicable to every type of industry, whether profit making or not. There are basically two types of industry. One is non-profit industry and profit making industry. Non-profit making industries are your NGOs, non-government. So NGOs are there, or non-profit organizations are there. They are working for the sake of providing service to the poor peoples, or the to a certain segments of the society who are not getting the benefits of any schemes or something. Okay, so there are some NGOs are there, and mostly those NGOs are non-profit organization. Okay, so whatever the principle of management, this should be applicable to both your profit making organization as well as non-profit making organization. Example of non-profit making organizations are, say, there are certain NGOs which are working for the sake of upliftment of the poor peoples, or for the sake of just helping peoples when they are in certain difficulties, or some people, some NGOs are working for helping the soldiers, or a number of applications over there. So those things are to be for those organization also. The universal principle is going to be applicable. Require management for managing their activities, even whether it is a profit making organization or non-profit making organization. It requires the management for managing their activities, because in both organizations the activities are going to be conducted. Okay, hence it is a universal in nature. However, the practice of management may vary from one organization to another organization. Even the management exists in all the organizations, but the practice of management will change. Say, whatever the practice is going to be implemented in these organizations, Sanjeevani is an also example of an organization. So whatever the practice is going to be implemented in Sanjeevani Education Society, it may not be implemented in, say, MIT or Sinhagad Institute, or whatever the practice which is going to be implemented in the non-profit organization may not be implemented in, say, sugar factory or Godavari milk, or say Tata consultancy services somewhere. Their practices may change. Okay, the management practice of management may vary from one organization to another organization based on their nature. Whatever the product or service they are going to provide, based on that the management practice may vary from organization to organization. Say Shirdi Sai Temple is also example of organization. Okay, their practice of management which is going to be followed over there may not be applicable to the, say, Tata Motors. So as per the nature of the organization and their working condition, whatever the practice of management you are going to follow, they will vary. Second, all the management should be goal oriented, and all organizations have objective that lay downs. Management achieves their organization goal by coordinating efforts of the personnel. So basically a single person is not responsible, or is not possible for the single person to achieve the goal of the organization, because the organization is a big entity. Okay, so if we want to achieve the goal of the organization, what you have to do, we need a number of persons working in a team. Okay, and they are working in a coordinated manner. Say here this word is very important. All are working in the coordinated manner, so that the goal of the organization is going to be achieved. Okay, and so each and every organization has certain goal. If there is goal, then only the organization will run its activity in the same, in the direction which will just which will make able the organization to achieve their goal. Okay, so first and most important thing, that the goal must be decided. If there is no goal, then it is not possible for the management of for the organization to succeed. Then continuous process. Management is a continuous process. The process of management consists of functions like planning, organizing, directing, controlling the resources to ensure the resources are used to the best advantages of organization. So basically what happened, it is a continuous process. Management is not one time process. Say I have conducted say started the organization and my work is over, this is not going to be happen. It is a continuous process, and this process consists of certain functions. What are those functions? The functions are planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Okay, so these are certain functions which are going to be just carried out in the organization, and this is a continuous process. Okay, management involve continuous planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. So one time plan, say I have made the plan, and my plan can be success or can be used for near 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, or generation to generation. It is not going to be happen. Your plan need to be updated as per the changing scenario of the market. Each and every time there are certain, say organization is a dynamic entity. Organization is not a static entity. Okay, static means what? There is no change. Whatever is going to be happen at the outside environment, that is your organization does not get affected. But it is not possible over here. Organization is a dynamic entity. Whatever the effects in the society or surrounding, that are going to be reflected in the organization. Okay, simple example, if you are going to say, if you are going to take the example of Tata Motors. Tata Motor is going to manufacture the car. Okay, so the Tata Motor get affected, the production or the profit level or the say product that are going to be manufactured, or their design and all things are going to be affected with the changes in the surrounding medium. What are the surrounding medium? Stakeholders, okay, or government policies. When the government policies, now what happened, just 2 to 3 years back, all the vehicles that are going to be manufacturers are going to be BS6. ओके, आधी BS4 नॉर्म्स होते आणि आता कुठले आलेत BS6 नॉर्म आले. मग त्याच्यामुळे टाटा मोटरचे काही प्रोडक्ट मॅन्युफॅक्चर करायला होतं, त्यांचं टोटल प्रोडक्शन त्यांना चेंज करावं लागलं. दे नीड टू डू द मॉडिफिकेशन इन देअर सिस्टम ऑल्सो. सो what we want to say, that management organization is a dynamic entity, and when it is a dynamic entity, whatever the changes occurring into the surrounding environment, that need to be considered, and we need to revise your planning. As per your planning, we need to revise the organizing, directing, and controlling also. So these need to be continuously updated as per the changes in the surrounding medium, or as per the changes in the regulatory bodies and all these things. So organization is the multidimensional. Management is not confined to the administration of peoples only. Okay, we cannot say management means only organization of the peoples, or we are not going to say it is only the resource allocation and your work is done. Management is the multidimensional, but it also manage work, progress, operation, which make it multidimensional. Okay, it does not related to only the HR management, human resource management. You have managed the manpowers and all, your work is done. This is not going to be happen over it. We need to manage the works also. We need to check the progress of the work, whether the work is going on in the progressive manner or not. If the progress is not as per the standard or as per your set target, then we need to revise the process. Okay, for that purpose we need to change the operational strategies also. Sometimes we need to purchase the new machinery, sometimes we need to just make the modification into the existing machinery. That thing is going to be done over there. Okay, it is unifying force which integrate human and other resources. What is the management? Management is a unifying force. Okay, this unifying force will integrate, it will combine the human resources with the other resources. What are the other resources over there? Money is there, material is there, machinery is there. So your man is unified or integrated with the machinery, material and money. Okay, and why we need to just use this integration? Because we want to obtain the desired objectives. So it is a group activity, as we have already discussed. Management is not an one time or one person job. Okay, doing management in the organization or executing a project is not a one person job. It requires the team, it requires multiple peoples who are working in a team, and that when the number of peoples are combined or work in a team, that is called as a group. So when you are working in a group, we need to just there are definitely certain clashes over there, because each and every person has different expectations, each and every person has different beliefs. Okay, and all the persons are coming from the different environment. Sometimes all of you, say if you are going to be joining in an industry, you are from Kopergaon, someone in your team may be from Pune, someone in your team may be from Karnataka, someone may be from your Delhi. Okay, so in India. But if you are going to work in a multinational company, the peoples are from the different countries also. So when their beliefs are there, their expectations are different. So we need to just manage to work with them. Okay, definitely clashes are there. There are certain problems are going to be arises in between you, but you need to just try to just develop the habit how to handle those problems. So this is as a group activity. Organization consists of various members who are different needs, expectation and belief. Okay, if you are going to join any organization, there are n number of persons. So in an organization, typically the organization have minimum 10 numbers to thousands of employees are there, and all these employees have different needs, different expectation, their different beliefs from different regions are there. Every person join the organization with the different motive. This is again, every person joins with the different motive. प्रत्येकाचा मोटिव्ह वेगळा आहे. काही लोकांचा मोटिव्ह असतं फक्त I want to get the money, salary, so I'm going to join the organization. But not each and everyone is going to join the organization with that same motive. The motive of some people are different. Say someone will join the NGO for service purpose. They are not getting any single penny from their efforts or the times they are going to devote it over there. They are getting the satisfaction. Okay, so that organizations, some people are going to join the different organization with the different motives, but after becoming a part of organization he work for achieving the same goal. But once you have joined the organization, as the goal of organization is same, so we need to apply all your efforts for achieving the same goals. This requires supervision, and for achieving the same goal, what you need to do, we need to just we require the proper supervision, we require the good teamwork and good coordination. If all these things are there, then definitely you will achieve your goal. It is achieved by the management, and this is going to be achieved by the management. Then dynamic function. Management is not static, as we already discussed in the previous paragraph, that management is not a static, it is a dynamic. Organization is also not a static entity, it is a dynamic entity. In the same manner, management is also a dynamic entity. Over the period of time, new principle, concept, techniques are developed. Okay, so what happened, as the technology will change, we need to just change our way of thinking also. New principles will come. Okay, some people are going to be just implement new principles over there, they suggest new techniques, new concepts are going to be developed over there, and these are going to be adopted by the management. So change according to the social changes. So if you are going to change, then only you are going to be able to sustain in the competitive environment. If you are not going to change, then it is quite difficult for you. So simple example you are going to discuss over here is the example of your Kodak. Okay, Kodak is a company which is very famous in the say your cameras. कॅमेरामध्ये कोडॅकचं नाव खूप होतं आधी, आणि बऱ्यापैकी मार्केट शेअर कोडॅककडे होता. बट व्हॉट दे आर गोइंग टू डू, दे हॅव नॉट अपडेटेड द डिझाईन ऑफ देअर कॅमेरा, अँड दे हॅव नॉट अपडेटेड देअर डिझाईन ॲज पर द चेंजेस इन द टेक्नॉलॉजी. सो नाव डेज what happened, in the old days we are going to use the film camera. Nowadays most of the cameras are DSLR. Okay, digital camera. So Kodak has not easily updated their product range in that range segment. So over the period of time they are going to be lagging. So if you are going to be very static, then the chances of your sustain or you are not able to sustain in this competitive environment. So you need to update yourself as per the changes required into the environment. Okay, so the working of the organization depends on various factors like social, political. Basically what happened, as we already discussed, the management is not a static entity, it is a dynamic entity. So definitely when it is a dynamic entity, it is going to be affected by the number of factors. What are those factors? So social factor is there, political factor is there, legal factors are there, technological and economical. Social, society मध्ये काही चेंजेस झाले, त्याचा इफेक्ट ऑर्गनायझेशनवर होऊ शकतो. ओके, पॉलिटिकल जर अनस्टॅबिलिटी झाली, गव्हर्नमेंट चेंज झालं किंवा पॉलिटिकल स्टॅबिलिटीमध्ये चेंज झालं, सो डेफिनेटली दॅट विल अफेक्ट द ऑर्गनायझेशन. Okay, so different parties have different belief systems, and they are going to just favor certain organization, they are not going to favor certain organization. So when the political things are going to be changed in the nation or the country, definitely some organization get benefit of it and some organization will get adversely get affected because of this one. So legal policy is also going to be changed, then also the organization is going to be change over here, or that will affect the working of the organization. Just we have discussed that legal issue was there, social and legal issue was here. What is that? We have discussed BS4 and BS6 now. Okay, it is a technological as well as legal. ओके, टेक्नॉलॉजिकल आणि लीगल दोन्ही याच्यामध्ये BS6 BS4 आलेले आहे. मग त्याच्यामध्ये सोशल फॅक्टर्स पण आलेले आहे. सम फॅक्टर्स आर कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ multiple factors. Okay, just like BS4 to BS6, as it is going to be produce the more pollution, so we are going to be technological upgradation as a BS6. Then it is a legal issue, it is passed by the government, and then it some social organizations also supported that. So that will definitely affect the organization. Organization has to just implement the new technologies, and they have to modify their vehicles in the same manner. Economical factors, when the economy is going to change, okay, definitely that will affect certain organization. If you are going to consider today's condition over there, due to COVID, okay, what happened, most of the organizations are facing number of problems. So definitely, so due to COVID, what happened, the economic is going to be stop over here, or economy or economical, say, circulation, money circulation is going to be affected to a large extent. So that they definitely affect certain organization. A slight change, say simple example that you are going to consider over here. Say if you are going to consider the case, now the next festival which is coming is the Ganpati festival. Ganpati festival मध्ये मुंबईमध्ये बऱ्यापैकी मोठ्या मोठ्या मूर्ती वगैरे बनवल्या जातात. ओके, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी असतात. पण आता जो कोविड आलेला आहे, कोविडमुळे काय झालेलं आहे, एकतर लोकांकडे पैशाचं सर्क्युलेशन कमी झालेलं आहे, दुसरं सोशल पॉलिटिकल टेक्नॉलॉजिकल इश्यूज जे आहेत ते, नॉट इट इज अ पॉलिटिकल और टेक्नॉलॉजिकल, बिकॉज ऑफ द सोशल्स अँड इकॉनॉमिकल इश्यू, what happened, the government has decided that the maximum height of the Ganpati statue is not more than 4 feet. Okay, so definitely that will affect the organization, those are manufacturing the statues, Ganpati statue. So this organization get affected by number of factors in the society. A slight change in any of these factors will affect the organization growth and performance. So definitely what happened, even if the slight changes occur in any one of these factors, that will affect the organization. Either it will adversely affect, or in a good manner it will affect the organization growth and performance. To overcome these changes, management formulate strategies and implement them. So to cope up with this problem, by considering all this problem, you need to just format or formulate certain strategies. We need to just consider this factor and just make the plans and implement it in the successful manner. The next factor that we are going to discuss is the authority. Management represent a system of authority, a hierarchy of command. What is meant by authority over here? A hierarchy of command and control. Okay, so definitely managements at different level possess varying degree of authority. So there are different management: low level management, medium level management, top level management, and they have different level of authority. ओके, प्रत्येक आता या ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये जर गेले, एखाद्या मोठ्या ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये, तिथं कमीत कमी 3 लेवल असतात ऑर्गनायझेशन मॅनेजमेंटच्या: लो लेवल मॅनेजमेंट, मीडियम लेवल मॅनेजमेंट अँड द टॉप लेवल मॅनेजमेंट. आणि प्रत्येकाची अथॉरिटी जी आहेत, राईट जे आहेत, आणि कमांडिंग पॉवर जी आहे ती वेगवेगळी आहे. ओके, so principles of management, if you are going to discuss over here, so management is universal, goal oriented, continuous progress, multidimensional. It is a group activity, a dynamic function, and authority. Okay, so now principles of management. So Taylor's principle of scientific management. A Taylor is regarded as a father of scientific management. As we have discussed the definitions of management in the first lecture. So Taylor, F.W. Taylor, is known as the father of scientific management. His principle of scientific managements are science, not rule of thumb. Okay, so management is not a science. It is thumb rule. It is the science. Management is a science. It is not a thumb rule over there. This means that scientific methods to study, work, and determine the most efficient way of performing the specific task instead of working by the rule of thumb or habit. So management is not a, say, habit, or it is not a rule of thumb, just असं असेल तर असं चालेल. पण त्याच्याकरता तुम्हाला, if you want to do, you need to apply the scientific method to study how the system is going to work and what is the most efficient way for performing the specific task. Okay, so it is a science. Management is a science. Okay, it is a scientific method to study the work and determine the most efficient way of performing the specific task. So as it is a method, so we need to just do a number of processes. Say it is not a one time activity, we need to just continuously get updated this one. Okay, so we need to find out if this method, if I'm going to apply this method, how it will work, if I'm going to use this method, how it will work. Online view. Development of each and every person to his and her greatest efficiency. Okay, employees should be scientifically selected and placed depending on their skills and capabilities and aptitudes. Okay, so one more thing over there. So development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency. When you are going to do the recruitment process, we are going to select the employee for your organization. You need to select that employee depending on their skill and capability and aptitude. Okay, तिथं जेव्हा आपण सिलेक्शन करणार आहे ते सिलेक्शन कशाच्या बेसिसवर व्हायला पाहिजे, दॅट शुड बी प्युअरली ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ हिज स्किल्स, हिज नॉलेज लेवल and his capability. Basically knowledge we can gain, okay, but if you have the good skill, then definitely you can get a better opportunity. Okay, तुमच्याकडे स्किल्स जर चांगले असतील, स्किल सेट जर असेल, प्रॅक्टिकल हँडलिंग जर असेल, सो विल गेट द बेटर ॲपॉबिलिटी अँड दॅट शुड you have to be use over there, and capability and aptitude. They should be provided proper training to learn the best method of doing the job. And definitely what happened, the MNC's organization or the organization having very reputed, they are going to provide the training to their staffs or the employees, okay, for learning the best method for doing their job. There should be harmony, not discords. Harmony means they should be complete the agreement on ideas and opinions between worker and management. Okay, त्यांच्यामध्ये काय असायला पाहिजे, एक रिलेशन जे आहे ते पॉझिटिव्ह रिलेशन असायला पाहिजे. सो वॉट एव्हर द ॲग्रीमेंट ऑर द आयडियाज ऑर ओपिनियन्स इज देअर, दे शुड वर्क इन अ गुड मॅनर. ओके, डिस्कॉर्ड ऑर डिफरन्स ऑफ ओपिनियन विल लीड टू कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स. ओके, आणि त्यांचं एक मत जर नसेल, okay, whatever the things are going to be just place over there, all should think in the same manner. It is not possible over there to you have to think in the same manner, everyone has the different tendency, but you should be able to maintain the harmony. You are not supposed to oppose for the sake of opposition. Okay, because definitely if there is a difference in the opinion, that will result into the conflicts. Okay, and if conflicts is there, then your most of the energy is going to be wasted in resolving the conflict. You are not able to concentrate on your work. ओके, तुमच्यामध्ये जर चांगले रिलेशन नसतील, डिफरन्स ऑफ ओपिनियन असेल, तर त्याच्यापासून काय येणार आहे, कन्फ्लिक्ट्स ओकर होणार आहेत. अँड कन्फ्लिक्ट जर झालेत तर त्याच्यामध्ये तुमचं जास्तीत जास्त टाइम ते कन्फ्लिक्ट सॉल्व्ह करण्यावर जाणार किंवा त्याचा विचार करण्यावर, अँड यू आर नॉट एबल टू concentrate on your task. So in the organization, one of the principle of organization is what management is, what harmony should be there, cooperation, not individualism. So this lays stress on the mutual cooperation between worker and management. As we already discussed that in the organization we need to execute the project. That project required the multiple people who are working in a team. So definitely we need to work in a team, and working in a team is possible only when there is a cooperation. If we are saying that I is the only person who is able to do that one, so definitely that will result into the conflicts. Okay, cooperation, mutual confidence, sense of goodwill will prevail among both manager as well as worker. Okay, so there must be cooperation, there must be mutual confidence. Okay, mutual understanding is also required there, आणि तुमचा एकमेकांवर विश्वास पाहिजे. As a manager, you must trust on your workers as well as the worker must trust on you. So mutual confidence must be there, sense of goodwill will be there. You should think in a positive manner. Okay, it will replace internal competition with the cooperation. So when you are going to do in this manner, what happens, the internal competition, तुमच्या मधली जी competition आहे ती निघून जाईल आणि त्याच्यामध्ये cooperation येईल. We are working for the achieving the same goal. So definitely when all of you are putting your efforts together, the chances of your winning is going to be increases. Okay, so if I am going to just work individually, definitely I required more time, more resources. Okay, and my chances of success will be reduces. But if I am working with my number of team members in the same direction for achieving the same goal, then definitely that will be reduces. Simple example, if I want to construct the home, ओके, मला एक घर बांधायचं आहे आणि मी डिसाईड केलं की प्लॅन ए मीच करणार आहे, कन्स्ट्रक्शन पण मलाच करायचं आहे, गड्डा पण कोणालाच खोदायचा आहे, सर्व गोष्टी मी करणार आहे. So definitely it require a lot of time, it will require a lot of resources also, wastage of resources will be more because I'm not expertise in that. So if I'm going to just work in a team of civil engineers, okay, then architectures and all these things, so definitely the time required for doing that task or completing the task will be drastically reduces over there. Okay, so cooperation will reduces the time and it will replace the internal competition. Maximum output in place of restricted output. By maximizing the production efficiency, the earning of the employee and employer will also increases. So this is one more important over there. When you are going to increase the output of the organization, definitely when we are working in a team, the output of your organization will increases, and when the output of organization will increases, your sale also increases, and when sale increases, your profit margin increases. When the profit margin increases, the earning of employee as well as employer also increases. Okay, so maximum output in place of restricted output, this is possible with the cooperation. Financial incentive, according to the principle, the wages paid should be as per the performance of the worker. Okay, so what is the principle of management says, whatever the salary or whatever the benefits you are getting, financial benefits, that should be as per the performance of the worker. The efficient worker should be paid more than the inefficient worker. This is the most important thing, the efficient worker, and that is the thing that is going to be happen in the private sector. In private sector, if your performance is good, you are getting the good salary. But in case of government sector, whether you are working or not working, you are getting the same salary. And that's why government offices are not going to be make a good outputs, or they are not so competitive, or they are not giving the better service, because what happened, their salary is not depends on their performance. Okay, once you are selected in the government organization, whether you will work or not work, you will definitely get the salary, and these people are going to be very lazy over the period of time. Okay, but in the private organization, if your performance is better, you will definitely get the better salary as compared to the inefficient worker. This will motivate the worker to work to become a more efficient. So this is one of the motive over there. Henry Fayol's principle of management. So as we have discussed the Taylor's principle of management. Now second, Henry Fayol also proposed 14 principle of management. Okay, so what are those 14 principles? It is the authority, discipline, order, division of work, unity of command, stability of tenure of personnel, then equity, remuneration, scalar chain, initiative, subordination of the interest, unity of direction, spirit de corps, centralization. These are the 14 principles which are proposed by the Fayol's. Now, out of this, the important principles that we are going to discuss, Fayol's presented 14 principles. These are some questions which are going to be asked in the MCQs. Okay, how many principles of management are proposed by Fayol's? So Fayol's proposes the 14 principle of management. What are the first principle or some principles? So division of work. According to this principle, work should be divided among the worker according to their personal aptitude and skill. Okay, so if you want the good result, then you should allocate the work to the person as per the interest of the person and as per the skill set of the person. Okay, जसं एखाद्याला स्किल्स आहेत, टेक्निकल स्किल असेल, ओके, समवन इज व्हेरी फ्लुएंट इन वायरिंग, एखादा आहे ना वायरिंगमध्ये खूप छान आहे आणि तुम्ही त्याला कम्प्युटर प्रोग्रामिंगचं काम दिलं तर ते चालणार नाही. और समवन इज व्हेरी एक्सपर्ट इन कन्व्हिन्सिंग समवन. ओके, एखाद्याला खूप आवड आहे आणि त्याला आहे ना बाकी लोकांसोबत बोलायला आवडतं आणि कन्व्हिन्सिंग पॉवर खूप चांगली आहे त्याच्याकडे, आणि तुम्ही त्याला रिसर्च अँड डेव्हलपमेंटचं वर्क दिलं आणि जो रिसर्च ओरिएंटेड आहे त्याला मार्केटिंगचा जॉब दिला, तर ते चालेल का? आउटपुट मिळेल का तुम्हाला? आर यू गेटिंग द आउटपुट इन दॅट केस? येस. ओके, एखादं जर आहे ज्याला इंटरेस्ट आहे लोकांसोबत बोलण्यामध्ये, त्याची कन्व्हिन्सिंग पॉवर खूप छान आहे आणि तुम्ही त्याला टाकलं रिसर्च अँड डेव्हलपमेंटमध्ये, आणि एक मुलगा आहे ज्याचं आहे ना रिसर्चमध्ये खूप डोकं चालतं, खूप सिन्सिअर आहे, प्रॅक्टिकल याच्यामध्ये तो एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन करू शकतो, आणि तुम्ही त्याला जर मार्केटिंगमध्ये दिलं तर चालेल का? तसं आउटपुट मिळेल का तुम्हाला? नाही. ओके, so when you are going to divide the work, you should be divide the work as per the interest of the person. Work should be allocated to the person in their इंटरेस्ट अँड स्किल, तुम्हाला आधी स्किल मॅट्रिक्स बनवावं लागेल, स्किल सेट चेक करावं लागेल. ओके, ॲज अ सुपरवायझर, ओके, आफ्टर completion of your diploma or degree, initially you will work as a supervisor किंवा ट्रेनी म्हणून वर्क करावं लागेल. बट ओव्हर द पिरियड ऑफ टाइम्स, ओव्हर द 3 or 4 years, आफ्टर 3 or 4 years यू आर गोइंग टू बी अ मॅनेजर. ओके, 3-4 वर्षानंतर तुमची पोझिशन काय असणार आहे? मॅनेजरची. मॅनेजर झाल्यानंतर तुम्हाला फिजिकल वर्क नाही आहे. ओके, ॲट दॅट टाइम यू हॅव टू मॅनेज द रिसोर्सेस, पीपल, आणि तिथे ह्या गोष्टी यूज होणार आहेत तुम्हाला. दीज आर नॉट युजफुल ॲट दिस मोमेंट. Okay, this may not be useful at this moment, but this will be definitely useful in your life after 3 or 4 years when you are working in the organization or when you are working in your company. If you have started your own organization, your business, or you are working as an employee in certain organization, after 3 to 4 years your role is a manager roles, and in that case if you want to, definitely what happen, you are a manager, and really just think that the manager is going to be sandwich between the workers and the top management sometimes. ओके, कारण टॉप मॅनेजरला विचारणार आहे, वर्कर्स तुम्हाला हे करणार आहे. सो समटाइम्स यू आर गोइंग टू बी सँडविच. नाव इफ यू वॉन्ट टू अवॉइड दॅट, वन थिंग दॅट यू हॅव टू डू दॅट, यू शुड अलोकेट द प्रॉपर वर्क टू द प्रॉपर वर्कर. त्याची स्किल सेट काय आहे, त्या स्किल सेटनुसार त्याला वर्क दिलं ना, डेफिनेटली दॅट पर्सन विल वर्क फॉर एक्सटेंडेड पिरियड ऑफ टाईम अँड ही विल गिव्ह यू द गुड आउटपुट. इज इट क्लिअर? पण मला एखाद्या गोष्टीमध्ये इंटरेस्टच नाही आणि ते काम मला दिलं, ओके, तर तुम्ही हे करू शकता का? त्याच्यामध्ये तेवढं इफर्ट्स नाही देऊ शकत. यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू जस्ट होल हार्टेडली वर्क इन दॅट केस. ओके, से समवन नाउ say I don't know your skill sets and all these things, but randomly I am saying that suppose Naresh Kumar is there, okay, and I think Naresh Kumar is not too much interested in studying. Naresh Kumar, is he? ओके, नाही आहे. ओके, लेट इट बी. तुषार बांगर जो आहे त्याला मी आहे ना याच्यामध्ये गेलं, आपलं गॅदरिंगचं काम दिलं त्याच्यामध्ये. ओके, अँड हिज स्किल सेट इज नॉट दॅट. सो डेफिनेटली व्हॉट हॅपन, व्हॉट एव्हर द आउटपुट आय एम एक्सपेक्टिंग, आय एम नॉट गेटिंग दिस वन. Okay, so definitely what you have to do, we need to just first discuss with those worker, and while discussing you need to just find out their skill set, their personal aptitude, and then only you should allocate the work so that you are getting the better result. Okay, division of the work lead to the specialization. When you are going to divide the work as per the interest of the worker, then definitely that will result into the specialization मध्ये त्याच्या स्किल्स आहेत ना, he is going to be expert in that field. ओके, जसं आज सचिन तेंडुलकर क्रिकेटमध्ये एक्सपर्ट आहे, कारण त्यांचे ही नोज हिज स्किल सेट, अँड वन्स ही नोज हिज स्किल सेट ही जस्ट वर्क ओव्हर देअर अँड ही इज गोइंग टू प्रॅक्टिस. रिमेंबर वन थिंग, विदाउट प्रॅक्टिस यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी परफेक्ट. ओके, सो यू नीड टू प्रॅक्टिस whoever is there. Okay, all the sports person or the say successful person who are successful in their life, they are going to practice. आणि स्पोर्ट्स वन जे आहेत ना त्यांना तर कंटिन्युअस प्रॅक्टिस लागतं. देन ओनली दे आर गोइंग टू बी जस्ट एक्सपर्ट इन देअर फील्ड. ओके, अँड दिस डिव्हिजन ऑफ वर्क्स लीड टू द स्पेशलायझेशन विच इज नेसेसरी फॉर द इफिशियंट युटिलायझेशन ऑफ द लेबर. This will increase the efficiency and productivity. Second is the authority and responsibility. Managers need to have authority to command their team. Okay, management कडे काय असायला पाहिजे? authority असायला पाहिजे. फक्त what is there, फक्त मॅनेजमेंटला सांगितलं तुम्ही हे करू शकता, पण त्यांच्याकडे पॉवर नसेल, कोणीच ऐकणार नाही त्यांचं. मॅनेजमेंटकडे काय पाहिजे मग? मॅनेजर्स मस्ट हॅव द अथॉरिटी ॲज वेल एज दे हॅव द रिस्पॉन्सिबल. अथॉरिटी आली की डेफिनेटली यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दॅट पर्पज. ओके, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी अँड अथॉरिटी कम्स हँड इन हँड. ओके, एक गोष्ट आली की डेफिनेटली दुसरी गोष्ट तुमच्याकडे येणारच आहे. सो मॅनेजर मस्ट हॅव द अथॉरिटी टू कमांड देअर टीम. ओके, सो वेन मॅनेजर्स हॅव टीम रिपोर्टिंग टू देम, दे आर युजली रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर टीम परफॉर्मन्स. जर तुमच्याकडे टीम असेल तुमच्या अंडरमध्ये, तर त्या टीमच्या परफॉर्मन्सला टीम जबाबदार नाही आहे, यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दॅट. जसं इंडियन कोच कॅप्टन असतो क्रिकेटच्या टीममध्ये. ओके, टीम जर हारली तर कॅप्टन रिस्पॉन्सिबल, टीम जिंकली तरी कॅप्टन रिस्पॉन्सिबल. Okay, so this is how manager is just like a captain in the cricket team. What is the performance? Okay, if the team perform in a good manner, then the captain get appreciations. But if the team does not work in a good manner, then the आता मागे आय थिंक आय डोंट नो पण मागे एक वेळ मी टीव्हीवर बघितलं होतं, आपले कॅप्टन होते कोणीतरी आणि टीमचा इंडियन टीमचा परफॉर्मन्स खूप खराब झाला होता, लोकांनी त्यांचे पुतळे जाळले होते. Okay, so that is going to be happen. So manager is responsible for it. I have already said that you are the authority comes, responsibility also comes. Authority and responsibility comes hand in hand. Authority and responsibility should go hand in hand. Okay, so and must be related to one another. And an executive can do justice to his responsibility only when he has authority. तुमच्याकडे जर अथॉरिटी असेल तरच तुम्ही तुमच्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एक्झिक्यूट करू शकता. रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी विदाउट अथॉरिटी और वाईस वर्सा इज मिनिंगलेस. तुमच्याकडे फक्त रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिलेली आहे आणि अथॉरिटी नाही आहे तर त्याचा काहीच यूज होणार नाही, अँड यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द रिझल्ट्स फ्रॉम दॅट. सो अथॉरिटी मस्ट हॅव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी अँड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मस्ट हॅव अथॉरिटी. ओनली वन थिंग इज मिनिंगलेस. ओके, डिसिप्लिन. जसं एक कॉईन असेल, कॉईनच्या फक्त एकाच साईडला प्रिंट केलेलं आहे ₹1 आणि दुसऱ्या साईडला जर त्याच्यावर आपलं काही हे नसेल, जे आपण कुठलाच मार्क नसेल किंवा वन साईडला फक्त मार्क केलेलं आहे दॅट सम मार्क इज देअर अँड सेकंड साईडला काही लिहिलेलंच नाही आहे, किंवा करन्सी आहे, तुमची नोट आहे, ₹10 नोट असेल, ₹50, एकाच साईडला प्रिंट आहे, दुसऱ्या साईडला प्रिंट नसेल, तर त्याची काही व्हॅल्यू राहते का? काही व्हॅल्यू आहे का त्या नोटची एका साईडला प्रिंट झालेल्या? ओके, इन द सेम मॅनर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आणि अथॉरिटी, फक्त रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिली अथॉरिटी नसेल तर तुम्हाला काहीच व्हॅल्यू राहत नाही. देर इज नो मिनिंग ऑफ दॅट वन. डिसिप्लिन. डिसिप्लिन इज ॲब्सोल्युटली नेसेसरी फॉर इफिशियंट फंक्शनिंग ऑफ ऑल द सेक्शन्स ऑफ द ऑर्गनायझेशन. डिसिप्लिन जर असेल तरच सर्व सेक्शन ऑर्गनायझेशनचे व्यवस्थित फंक्शन करू शकतात. ओके, अँड फॉर दॅट पर्पज डिसिप्लिन मस्ट बी देअर. Okay, and for discipline you need to just apply certain rules. Discipline describe the respect for the agreement that are directed at achieving obedience, supplications and outward marks of the respect. Okay, so one thing, whether it is the discipline is implemented or not in the organization, but there must be a self discipline in yourself. ओके, त्याकरता आता आपण कॉलेजमध्ये पण एक डिसिप्लिन बघता तुम्ही, स्कूल आणि कॉलेजमध्ये युनिफॉर्म नावाचा एक प्रकार असतो. सो युनिफॉर्ममध्ये काय, इट इज वन सॉर्ट ऑफ डिसिप्लिन, आणि आपल्याकडे एवढं नाही. बट इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर द डिफेन्स, ओके, मिलिटरीमध्ये तुम्ही जेव्हा जाता तेव्हा युनिफॉर्मला प्रचंड हे दिलेलं असतं. डिसिप्लिन इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग फॉर देम. ओके, त्यांची शूची लेस असेल किंवा कपड्याचं हे असेल, they are going to just concentrate. So discipline, if discipline is there, then definitely you are going to achieve the targets. Failure declares the discipline requires good superior at all levels. Okay, so but if you want to implement the discipline, you require the good superiors. तुमचे जे बॉसेस आहेत ते पण चांगले असायला पाहिजे, then only the discipline will. And discipline should be same for all. It should be clear, fair agreement and judicious application of penalties, and that should be same for everyone. इट शुड नॉट व्हॅरी फ्रॉम पर्सन टू पर्सन. एकाला दुसरी वेगळी ट्रीटमेंट आणि दुसऱ्याला वेगळी ट्रीटमेंट दिला जाते, त्याला डिसिप्लिन बोललं जात नाही. ओके, सो वॉट एव्हर द डिसिप्लिन, इफ समवन डज द गुड देन ही शुड बी ॲप्रिसिएटेड. इफ समवन इज नॉट गोइंग टू परफॉर्म इन दॅट मॅनर or he is not going to follow the rules, then there might be penalty for those person also. So discipline should be there. Then next is the unity of command. This principle related to the functioning of personnel. According to this principle, an employee should receive order and instruction from only one supervisor. Okay, so when there is only one supervisor, what will happen? There is a clarity in the commands, and when there is a clarity in the command, it will avoid the confusion, mistakes and delay in the work. Okay, so when there is only one boss and whatever he is going to say, you need to execute that. So that will avoid the confusion, that will avoid the mistakes, reduces the mistake, and your work should be completed on the time. Okay, so for today we are going to stop over here. Is there any clear झालाय याचा काही concept? Is there any difficulty? अजित, no sir. समजलंय? Okay, so today I will circulate these notes with you on the group. Okay, and you have to just go through it also. MCQ I am going to just circulate in the next 15 days, because I have not just taken the MCQs. I have to just go through all these topics, and then only it is possible for me to just find out the questions based on that. Okay, I don't have the question
Okay,
bank
sir.
available at this moment. So within next 15 days, I will just give you the MCQ for the first chapter. Okay. So during that time, our first chapter is going to be finished.